Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most notable series plotlines and character developments to remember heading into the 5th and final season of Stranger Things.
Absolutely.
Boom!
The D&D connection.
This is the thing that controls everything. It's the brain.
Like the Mind Flayer. What?
Let's not forget how integral Dungeons and Dragons is to Stranger Things, going all the way back to the first episode when a game amongst the boys set the table for what's to come. It's more than just a game they play, it's tied directly to the plot. D&D foes like the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer, and most recently Vecna have entered the characters' realities and threatened Hawkins. The game also drives dynamics amongst characters. Take, for example, Hopper and Steve's reactions to Dustin's D&D-based explanation in Season 2, or Will begging the others to play in Season 3.
Please play D&D now.
No.
Or Eddie Munson's introduction in Season 4.
We're the freaks because we like to play a fantasy game.
The D&D trope has been constant, so keep that in mind heading into Season 5. The importance of music. Beyond the consistently great use of tunes throughout the series, we should also remember how intertwined with the plot music has been in past seasons. In Season 1, Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash served as both a warning of danger and a sign of the missing Will.
Should I go now? Should I stay or should I go?
And how could we forget the oh-so-important, iconic, never-ending story moment between Dusty Bun and Susie Poo in Season 3. As for Season 4, Kate Bush's running up that hill was crucial to the plot. Not only did it help Max cope with the loss of her half-brother, but it helped her escape Vecna. That all begs the question, what role will music have in Season 5? Dr. Brenner's fate. We thought Dr. Martin Brenner had died in Season 1 after a Demogorgon attack, only for the unethical, toxic researcher to make a shocking return in Season 4.
Hello, 11.
We learned that he co-created the Nina Project, a top-secret government program and facility in the Nevada desert designed to restore Eleven's psychokinetic powers. Eleven quickly tried to escape, but to no avail. She was understandably done with who she calls Papa, upset and angry about the terrible things he'd done to her, her mother, and others. Toward the end of Season 4, Brenner was gunned down, and Eleven said her farewell in a heartfelt moment.
Bye, Papa.
But after his miraculous survival before, how can we be sure the guy's dead this time? Secondary characters with growing roles. Over the course of Seasons 3 and 4, some secondary characters greatly expanded their roles. First off, let's talk about Murray Bauman. While you probably didn't forget how funny he is, a refresher could be nice.
Voila, okay, you are now calling from Durham, North Carolina, but if this is KGB, they will still be able to trace us eventually, so keep it brief.
For one, his Russian fluency was critical in the infiltration of the secret Russian base and rescuing Hopper. But we technically aren't totally sure where he ended up at the end of Season 4, presumably somewhere back in the States. Then there's Robin, Steve's friend and co-worker.
Are you kidding me? I made that shit up.
In Season 4, she became more integrated into the main group and involved in the efforts to stop Vecna. The same goes for Lucas's little sister Erica, whose understanding of D&D shown in Season 4 could prove useful in Season 5.
Or we gonna keep chit-chatting like this is your mommy's book club.
Joyce and Hopper's relationship. In Season 3, Murray hilariously said what many of us viewers had been thinking for a while about Joyce and Hopper.
Why don't you two cut the horseshit and get to the part where you admit your sexual feelings for one another?
Whoa!
You are
Way off base!
Things had seemingly been building toward them getting together romantically. Indeed, it was only a matter of time. In Season 3, they agreed to a date, but it didn't happen. First, Joyce stood Hopper up. Then Hopper seemingly died, but fast forward to Season 4 and we found out he survived. Phew!
А ты куда собрался, а?
Joyce discovered Hopper was still alive, but imprisoned in Russia. Later in the season, we finally saw the sexual tension between the two reach a tipping point as they shared a steamy kiss. They still gotta go to Enzo's though, and get those fire breadsticks. The Steve, Nancy, Jonathan love triangle. First, Nancy was with Steve, then it was Jonathan. At the end of season 4, Jonathan is back in town, and the love triangle remains unresolved. The two seemed to be drifting apart, and they themselves haven't been clear about where their relationship is headed. Jonathan even lied to her about his college plans.
I feel like life keeps throwing things in the way of our big plans.
On the flip side, there were signs of a reignited spark between Nancy and Steve in season 4. The two spent a lot of time together, in dark circumstances as they helped fight against Vecna. Steve even implied to Nancy that he still has feelings for her and envisions a future together, but that conversation was interrupted.
You're there. You've always been there.
At the end of season 4, Jonathan is back in town, and the love triangle remains unresolved. Will's feelings for Mike. Actor Noah Schnapp, who portrays Will, once stated that his character's sexuality was, quote, up to the audience's interpretation. Particularly after Mike's line about Will not liking girls in season 3, fan discussion about Will's sexuality ramped up.
For what? So you can swap spit with some stupid girl? Elle's not stupid. It's not my fault you don't like girls.
Once people noticed more overt signs of Will possibly being gay in season 4, Schnapp confirmed what many fans had thought, saying that it's, quote, clear that Will's gay and loves Mike. Their emotional conversation in the van, with Jonathan driving, all but confirmed it, albeit implicitly. Will may have been talking about what Mike means to Eleven, but it's apparent it also had very much to do with him. As we head into season 5 though, Mike is still very much in love with Eleven. He even said it. Main characters have returned to Hawkins. In season 4, main characters were spread out with plotlines developing in Russia, Alaska, California, Nevada, and of course Hawkins, Indiana. Mike visited Eleven, Will, and Jonathan, who were now living in California. Eleven then ended up being held at that facility in Nevada, which she escaped just as Mike, Will, and Jonathan arrived.
It's me. I'm here. Everyone's here.
Throughout the season, Hopper was imprisoned in Russia, where Joyce and Marie ended up flying to ultimately save him in the season finale.
We had a funeral.
Anybody's show.
Are you kidding?
Other main characters who've been present since season 1, Dustin, Lucas, Steve, and Nancy, were home in Hawkins unraveling the dark mystery throughout season 4. And by the end, Hopper, Joyce, Jonathan, Will, Mike, and Eleven have all returned to town, now reunited in the midst of dire circumstances. US military involvement. Eleven has faced a multitude of threats throughout the series. In season 4, one of those was a US military faction. Led by Lieutenant Colonel Jack Sullivan, they've been on the hunt for Eleven. Sullivan views the powerful, ego-loving protagonist as a serious threat to national security, and he believes she must be killed. Horrible, right? He has no idea what's really going on. If only he'd just sit down with her and talk things out, maybe over some egos or something. But no, Sullivan's men raided the Nina Project facility in Nevada, killing staff members and attempting, but failing, to take out Eleven.
Let's try this again, shall we? Where's the girl?
Thank goodness she got away. But Sullivan doesn't seem like a guy who'd 1, change his mind, and 2, give up that easily. Eleven's powers are back. At times, it was tough to watch Eleven struggle without her powers. But by the end of season 4, she finally got them back, and seemingly in full capacity. Leading up to that point, we saw her at the Nina Project facility in the Nevada desert, where she was put through many mentally challenging steps, involving repressed traumatic memories, on the way to restoring her powers. She later got out of a potentially deadly situation by telekinetically destroying a military helicopter that was after her. 11 had just recently learned about the immense danger her friends are in, so whatever comes next in season 5, remember that her restored supernatural abilities could prove very, very useful once again. Max is messed up. One of the most important things to remember, and one thing that most fans probably didn't forget, is that Max is completely messed up. Season 4 left the heroine in a very dark and questionable place, not just mentally but physically.
Max, stay with me. Max, stay with me. No. Max, please stay with me. No!
Very physically. Countless limbs have been completely shattered by Vecna, and she has gone totally blind from the bleeding eyes. She even technically died, but was brought back to life by 11. As it stands, Max remains comatose, and her consciousness is absent from the void. So, that's not good. It's unclear how Max's story will progress going forward, but it's very unlikely that she'll return to her normal self. Max's letters. And speaking of Max, she left behind some letters that seem very important going forward. Max started writing letters after getting visions of Vecna, believing that she would soon be killed.
For you. For you. And, yeah. Oh, and give these to Mike, and Will.
She wrote letters to her family and virtually every main character, even Will and Steve, both of whom she's barely interacted with. It's possible that these are solely of a personal nature and won't be important, but it's also possible that they contain more pressing information. Max told the boys not to open the letters until after she died, describing them as a failsafe. Those are odd words, and it's probably not how she'd describe them if they were solely personal. So just what the heck is going on here?
I'm sorry, what is this?
It's a failsafe. For after, if they don't work out.
Callie's group, 8, real name Callie Prasad, was introduced in the 2nd season when 11 made her way to Chicago.
Hello?
Well. What do we have here?
Unfortunately, neither Callie nor her group of punk superheroes were received well. Many fans criticized their acting, hated the whole Chicago subplot, and called the episode a failed backdoor pilot. As such, we probably won't be seeing them again. But you never know. Maybe 11 will need their help in the battle to come. And maybe a quick trip to Chicago is in the pipeline. Pack your bags just in case.
The bad men were trying to take your way again, and that made you angry. Good. So find that anger. Focus on that, not the train, not its weight.
Will's psychic link to Vecna. Will has been majorly sidelined since season 2, so some fans may forget that he has a major psychic link to Vecna and the Mind Flayer.
Now that I'm here, in Hawkins, I can feel him.
Will has the ability to sense danger from the Upside Down, and he has repeatedly announced a psychic connection to Vecna. He can reportedly feel the existence of the big bad, and he's always touching the back of his neck when he senses danger close by. This psychic link hasn't really been explored, but it probably came about due to his infection and his extended time in the Upside Down. Either way, it's very possible Will and his mental link to Vecna will play a major role in the finale.
It's strange knowing now who it was this whole time, but I can still remember what he thinks and how he thinks.
Eddie's name has not been cleared.
My nephew is innocent. He's still missing. I'll put up as many posters as I need till he's found.
It probably won't play a major role in the plot, but it's interesting to remember that Eddie's name has not been cleared. For those who don't remember, Eddie's reputation was tarnished by Jason, who worked the citizens of Hawkins into a fury by claiming that Eddie was a Satanist and that he murdered Chrissy.
We've all heard about how satanic cults are spreading to our country like some disease. And Eddie Munson, he's the leader of one of these cults. A cult that operates right here in Hawkins.
As such, he became a major public pariah and died as such. We later see that his missing person poster has been defaced by satanic imagery, indicating that the public still holds some major resentment against him. We know the truth, but Hawkins is still in the dark. Maybe Dustin will inform them just as he did with Eddie's uncle.
He fought and died to protect this town. This town that hated him. He isn't just innocent. Mr. Munson, he's a hero.
The Russian Connection. Kamchatka facility played a major role in Season 4, with Hopper being imprisoned behind its icy walls, but the prison is also part military base, and it hosts the likes of Demogorgons, Demodogs, and even a portion of the Mind Flayer.
Hey. Found something.
It's a fascinating discovery, especially the part about the Mind Flayer. It's obvious that the Russians have some type of major connection with the Upside Down, but this connection hasn't been fully explored. We'd love to know the extent of the Russians' knowledge and what exactly they hoped to accomplish by housing these monsters in the facility. Scientific research, or maybe something more nefarious.
What the hell are they doing?
The origins of the Upside Down.
Imagine what we could do together. We could reshape the world, remake it however we see fit.
It will probably play a major role going forward, so it'll be nice to have a refresher on the Upside Down. 11 opened an interdimensional gate while fighting Henry Creel, sending him to what is known as Dimension X.
I believed you had sent me to my death, to purgatory. But I was wrong. I was somewhere new.
Henry described this as, quote, a realm unspoiled by mankind, populated by alien creatures and a swirling mass of particles that Henry psychically formed into the Mind Flayer. He also created a collective hive mind, allowing pieces of the Mind Flayer to infect other organisms, like Will. 11 then made contact with this dimension 4 years later, opening the Mother Gate and magically transforming Henry's world into a mirror replica of Hawkins, the Upside Down.
What is it?
Nancy, you're freaking me out.
I think the reason that my guns aren't here is because they don't exist yet.
Steve was bitten.
Hey. Good luck.
Thanks.
Steve is a fan favorite character, and despite all odds, he has made it through all 4 seasons. But things looked pretty rocky at times, like when he was swarmed and attacked by demobats in the Upside Down. Steve was attacked by the bats after entering the water gate, with 2 of the creatures violently eating away at his sides. Nothing much came of this attack, and Steve seems fine, but it might be important to remember, as we don't know the full extent of his injuries. Maybe Steve will develop some kind of infection, or maybe, like Will, he will become a part of the hive mind. They are mentally connected to Vecna after all, serving as his spies in the Upside Down.
Are you okay?
Oh, they took about a pound of flesh. But other than that, yeah, never better.
Vecna is still alive.
Let's hope one is dead and rotting.
He's not.
While it looked like Vecna was defeated at the end of Season 4, it seems like he's going to be the endgame boss after all. Vecna was seemingly killed by the heroes in the Upside Down, going through the gauntlet of being repeatedly shot, set on fire, and sent through a window. But when they went to confirm his death, his body was gone, signifying that he had survived. This was later confirmed by Will, who arrived in Hawkins and immediately sensed that Vecna was still alive thanks to their shared psychic connection. He even told Mike that the villain must be killed, which definitely sets him up as Season 5's big bad. Poor Jamie Campbell-Bower, having to get back into that bodysuit.
Once we had a live cast of Jamie, basically we want all the appliances, rather than having a rubber monster suit, we were designing it as a kind of a jigsaw puzzle, which gives us a lot more fluid sort of movements. We don't have much buckling, and it's like we have a really skin-tight sort of look.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Hawkins has been invaded.
It's been less than 48 hours since a 7.4 magnitude earthquake rocked the quaint town of Hawkins, 80 miles outside of Indianapolis, in an event that seismologists are calling a natural disaster of near unprecedented scale.
Season 4 ended on a major cliffhanger, and this is obviously the most important thing to remember going into Season 5. So let's recap. A gate opens whenever Vecna kills someone in the real world, and Max was his final victim. With her brief death, the final gate opened and connected with the others, forming a mega gate that connected the dimensions and allowed the Upside Down to invade Hawkins. We see this come to fruition in the final moments of Season 4, with the heroes watching in horror as spores and plumes of smoke emerge from the Upside Down. We suppose it's only a matter of time before the monsters come through as well, and then the real trouble begins. Do you have a bold prediction for Season 5? Let us know in the comments.